Every day counts behind the walls of a shelter, and Jocko here has spent almost a year over here. He is getting worse day by day, and those beautiful eyes are slowly drooping because of the sadness he feels of being alone every day. However, after a full 344 days, he was finally adopted into a family that brought him back to life. Nicholas here is the oldest resident of this shelter, as he is always walked by when people come to the shelter. That is only because people think he is undesirable, but let us prove everyone wrong, because nobody deserves this treatment. That little dog you see right there has just been abandoned by the owner of that Civic. Being someone with a heart, he instantly ran right over and called her to himself. The kind man decides to take her home and show her that not all hope is lost. Poor girl, who abandons their pet like this? With a name like Sweet Pea, she is probably as sweet as she is named. However, nobody knows that, and she has gone 100 days without getting adopted. Being behind this cage, it would not be a surprise if she begins to lose herself, but there is always time. Overflowing with dogs at their shelter, this couple went above and beyond for their dogs when they started expanding. All thanks to her husband, who started to build everything himself for the expansion. The dogs have more room, and more room means helping even more of these poor pups. Here is Mark, a completely terrified puppy who was brought in after the owners surrendered him to the shelter. Whenever someone would go to pet him, he would just freak out and start shaking like crazy. This is what defeat looks like when you give it a face.
You possibly could, and just cower. No one could get near him at the pound. You could tell that dog had been through so much and was so defeated. He was hands down the most terrified dog I've ever seen in my life.
Although it has been more than 100 days at this shelter, this doggy is still going strong and is capable of showing how much love it has to offer. Lyman is a sweet old dog who just seems happy to be here, but that is actually far from the truth. He sees every dog get adopted around him but himself. He is stressed as he is slowing down and losing weight gradually, which is not a good sign. These dogs getting adopted is a huge plus for everyone, and this white pupper just got taken to her forever home. Just look at that smile of relief. There is no telling how long these dogs will stay at a shelter. It could be day one, and the next thing you know, it could be more than 2 years without a family. However, for this poor guy, time did not go by as fast as you might think. Bison was scheduled to be euthanized soon, and he was clearly terrified as dark clouds surrounded him and his life was almost coming to an end. Amazingly, someone pulled through and rescued the poor guy just in time, and now he is living proof that second chances matter, as he is a happy dog now. Tigger has been here for more than 450 days, and his time is getting bleaker by the day as everyone around him is getting adopted except for him. Imagine the insecurities and anxieties setting inside of him. On the happier side of things, this dog has been adopted, and on their way to his new home, he kept his paw on the new owner's hand as if he was glad to be there, adopted, and finally free to live a new life. Benji was adopted from this very shelter about a year ago and is now back as the new owners have surrendered him because they could not care for him any longer. Imagine the pain of seeing this place again. If you are considering adoption by any chance, here are a few faces that you might want to see before you go there. All innocent, all loving, and each one of them wanting a home to stay at, to be loved and fed like every other dog. The police brought this guy to the shelter, claiming that he was found in a flat, abandoned, and left without care and with no signs that he was fed for a long time. The shelter might be a good relief for him, but hopefully not his forever home. Here are a few types of dogs that are almost always overlooked. They have the same heart and soul as any other dog, so do consider taking them in because they deserve the same life as the rest. Being one of the oldest dogs at the shelter, he is probably the most neglected one too, and today he has earned a trip outside of these walls. He gets to spend the time at the beach and play for a while, but like all things, even the good ones must come to an end. Here is a little look at someone who is waiting at the shelter for a potential family. He might be small, but he has a heart of gold and is full of obedience. This person takes us into a day in the life of an abused dog who was a victim of abuse by his previous owners. He starts out as very shy and hidden, but things begin to turn around at the very end. Quincy had been here for 6 months and now is finally the day that he gets adopted. As soon as he gets out, he can't help but let his excitement get the best of him as he bounces around and runs circles around his new owner. Skylar was deemed to be a very shy and bottled-up dog who needed to be approached with baby talk and some hot dogs. However, as soon as she gave him some treats and a little head scratch, he got his lost energy back and showed her that his flame is still lit inside of him. Here is one cute way to adopt a dog. These little fluff balls came up to him and he could not hold himself back and quickly became attached to the first one that popped up. These two dogs, who were thought to be sisters upon their adoption, give a little twist to their story when it is found out that they were actually mother and daughter. What a beautiful pair, isn't it? Looks like someone had been waiting for these cuddles since they woke up today and he can't control his exhilaration. Which furry friend stole your heart? Share your favorite dog in the comments below. And while you're there, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel with notifications turned on. Don't miss out on our future videos. Stay tuned, and I'll catch you in the next one.